Peace Shine family, it's Kyle King here, your lead instructor for Fire Your Boss and Hire Yourself. And we have made it to lesson 13, the final lesson. And it's the steps, the skills, the strategies to finding the perfect partner. One of my mentees a few weeks ago asked me, they was like, Mr. King, Kyle, how do you find people that you can not just work with, but actually partner with to develop an idea? And you've been through all of these different steps. You've been through marketing, you've been through branding, you've been through the forming your overall organization, you've been through how to build a team, how to onboard your team, but we haven't talked about partnership. And look, man, partnership is like marriage if you really think about it. It's very critical, it's very important, and if you align with the wrong partner, it could cost your organization, and if you align with the right partner, oh boy, that could really help your organization. So I really want to be able to walk you through a few steps that I like to use that have really been beneficial for me in terms of not just finding a partner to help you side by side with your organization, but maybe even partnering with other organizations and other CEOs and being able to develop projects, develop your businesses, align your core values together, and being able to be successful in terms of revenues, in terms of sustainability, scaling your business. Because I do believe that it's very important for you as the entrepreneur, for you as the CEO, to be able to scale your business by leveraging partnerships. You will not be able to get to that place of multi-million, multi-billion dollar organizations without you aligning yourself with partners that align in values, that align in expertise, experience, and vision. And I believe this lesson is probably the most critical lesson, and it will probably be the longest lesson. Now, I'm not going to keep you here for an hour, but I really want to walk you through all of the real steps that I have used, and I've gotten all of my experiences together and how and what has made my either partnerships work and what has led from my partnerships either not working as well. So I want to really be able to break those steps down for you. So the first step that I like to use is step one is you want to align with people that have an expertise, experience, resources, or I'm gonna put compliments. I write this as step one because I want us to stop partnering with our best friends, people. I want us to stop partnering with our parents. I want us to stop partnering with our spouses. I want us to stop partnering with our childhood buddies. I want us to stop partnering with Johnny because we went to daycare together, or Mr. Johnson because I cut his grass when I was 9 years old. I need you to stop partnering with people based upon an emotional connection, and I need you to start really realizing the logic behind why am I actually partnering with this person. How, a quick step for me, like I like to use, is what are the benefits, like the why, and what are the risks. It's just very simple. Like what could go potentially wrong from this? Like what are the wrongs? What are the whys and what are the wrongs? Because if you write down all of the benefits from this partnership and they don't align with one of these four, and then you write all of the risks down and they do align with one or two or three or four of all of these up here, then there's an issue. So just write down quick benefits, quick risks, and this is a quick assignment to just get you in the mind frame of understanding why you're doing what you're doing, instead of just like, hey, because benefit is not we went to college together. That's not a benefit. Benefit is not like, that's not a benefit of these things that you think, or we're friends, or we live down the street, or I know his mom, or a benefit could be that, he has a successful organization that has been running for 6 years, or he has $1 million in revenue, or he has great credit, or he has a lot of a great network and a massive network of people. So when we break down these four things, expertise, what expertise can they bring to the business? Like, what is that skill set that you really just can't get anywhere else? What is that? Are they a thought leader in their space? Expertise could be a level of education that could just be that you do not have. You may be a dope marketer or a dope sales professional, but this person has an ideology in a field that they just know a whole bunch about, and then they get you to sell the product. You may be a visionary, and then you may need an expert in selling. You may need an expert in digital marketing. So what is the expertise? Expertise. So when you're writing this down, write what is the expertise. Like all of these. What expertise does this partner have that I need? That I need within my organization. Experience is key. What experience do they have doing it? Look, you can't call yourself an expert if you've only been doing it 2 months. If they've only been doing something a week and then they're reaching out to you, hey dude, I cut one person's hair and I got it right. Let's start a barbershop. Like that, what? What are you talking about? That doesn't even make sense. So how much experience do they have in this field? Now I'm not asking for, years of educational experience. They may have life experience and thoughts and concepts and all these different things that they could bring. They may have a bunch of failures. That's experience. They may have a bunch of failures that they could bring to the table. Look, I've done all of these different things wrong, but what I've learned is all of this, and I've gotten all this education. I think we should go on a partnership together because I see that you can do this. Boom. What resources do they have? Resources could be in form of actual capital, like cash, money. It could be assets. It could be equity in certain things. So equity, all that means is things that, equity is things that are increasing in value. So say you buy a house for $100,000, say it's now worth $150,000, it's plus $50,000 in equity, right? You understand the concept, I hope. It could be credit. Could be credit. They can have an 800 credit score, so now they can get you maybe a loan, or maybe you could leverage their credit to buy a house, flip the house, and then you could get capital. So a lot of people don't understand these things because they're only thinking of, childhood friend, but they're not really thinking of, all right, what actually do you bring to the table? Because sometimes, like I talk about in a recent lesson, is that it's sometimes not always about bringing things to the table. What if you have a table that's already filled up? You already got the mashed potatoes, the macaroni and cheese, the broccoli, the turkey, the chicken, the cheese sticks, the grapes, the cheese. That's an awful combination, by the way. But you may have all of this and the table's now too heavy, so you may need someone to come in and just be the legs. The legs could be operations. The legs could be HR. That could be the legs. What are the legs to holding company up and together? What do those look like for you or for your organization? You may have everything. You may have the capital, the credit, the cash, the revenue, the customers, the clients. You may have all of these different things, but you just have too much on your plate. So now you just need somebody to hold it up for you. Yo, look, I'm going to bring in the money. I got a client base. I have a major following, a major network. I just need you to make sure nothing falls. If stuff starts falling off the plate, I need you to put a system in place for you to get it back on the plate. If stuff starts falling off the table, I need you to put a system in place either to make the table bigger or to just get it up. You know what I mean? So I think it's just the concept of creating systems that align, and that's right back to what I'm saying is complements. You have to have people that complement your skill set, not challenge your skill set. I can't work with somebody as headstrong as me. That's not saying that I'm weak, but that's just saying that I have a vision so clear, I have a vision so direct, and I have a vision so powerful and strong that it would be a challenge to have people on my board of directors that are as strong, headstrong, and all of that as me. Now, I'm not saying bring weak people on board. I'm saying bring strong people, but there's a difference between strong people and bringing the same people as you. You would not want 10 of you to work for you. You wouldn't. The real question is, would you work for you? I probably wouldn't work for me. Now, I would like to work for me, but now I couldn't be in the same capacity as me because it would clash. That's like marrying the same type of person as you. You're great when it's great, but in terms of weaknesses, you can't complement each other. So, quick step is do a quick, and we talk about it, SWOT analysis on yourself. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are the opportunities for you to grow? And what are the potential threats, family issues, baggage, money issues, all these different things? And I need you to operate within your strengths. And I need you to create the opportunity for your strengths or all these other things to grow. Then I need you to find people that their strengths are your weaknesses, that their strengths are the potential threats. And that's how you build people in that can complement, not challenge, complement you. And step two, in my opinion, is find a partner that has shared values. And we've talked about values so much. Shared values, visions, and entrepreneurial spirit. Entrepreneurial spirit. I think this is so critical and key. We talked about it in building a winning team and having a coach that can fire the team up. But you don't want to, look, partnership is it's hard. It's challenging. It's very challenging. But you definitely don't want to create any more challenges by someone who doesn't have the same spirit as you. Somebody who's kind of just lackluster, somebody who really isn't working as hard, somebody who doesn't want it as bad, or someone who just doesn't align with values. That's challenging. Somebody who's not a person of integrity, not a person of their word, is a liar, is a cheat, because that just doesn't align with your values, and that will be the creation of what your organization stands for as well. And then someone aligns with vision. If I want to go this way and you're going this way, either we need to figure out a way for us both to collectively get to the common goal, or we just need to continue to go our own separate paths. And I think that's important because we try to, this is A and this is B. You're going that way, you're going that way, but we're trying to figure out a way either to create something new so we can get on the same page, or figure out a way to now come back together and then go this way. Nah, just don't waste your time, don't waste your resources or energy. I want you to figure out a way and figure out a person and figure out a partner that already aligns with all of these different things. And how you do that is by clearly being honest from up front. Look, you're a great person. You have experience, you have expertise, you even have resources, and we complement each other. But you do not align with my vision, you do not align in the values, or you may not have the entrepreneurial spirit. So as much as I would love to work with you, I have to step away from this business relationship, but let's sever ties, and maybe in the future, our businesses could potentially be in partnership together. That is how you A, keep a relationship, and B, don't let your business fall, and C, just be a good person. That's how you create integrity up front, because that person or you, if you're on the other side of that conversation, you may not like it, but you would have to respect that person. And business is about respecting each other's boundaries, expectations, standards, and about moving forward together. Step 3. Step 3, in my opinion, is this is baggage. Look, one of the things in my career, one of the things in my career is that I've realized that we're not perfect. I'm not perfect, my team isn't perfect, relationships aren't perfect, but I think this might be the critical piece. And this may be controversial, but I'm the one teaching, so I can really care less. And I want you to get into the mindset that the personal will spill over into the professional if the personal is not together. Think about it like this. If you have a phone, and an iPhone smartphone, and you have all of the apps up in the background, what is that going to do? Yes, just like that thought. It's going to essentially kill the battery of your phone. And it's going to eventually die if it's not put on a charger. Now, sometimes in business, we're moving so quickly, we're moving so fast that we don't have time to put it on the charger. You need people around you that are chargers, not that are more apps. And when you're dealing with people that have a lot of this personally and that have a lot of personal baggage, they're not either dealing with their money right, they're not managing their time, they're not managing their relationships, they're not managing their marriage, then how do you expect for them to manage a dream? How do you expect for them to manage your vision? How do you expect for them to manage the projects that you delegate to them to be effective, proficient, and efficient in what they're supposed to be doing? Roles and responsibilities, company structure, policies and regulations, all of these different things would mean nothing if they can't execute. A lot of people have a lot of baggage. Now, I'm not saying anyone's perfect. Everyone got their issues, even me. But what I'm saying is there has to be some type of balancing act between what they got going on personally and that it doesn't spill over into the business, especially if you're in the startup phase of a business. Now, I think this is especially correct and vital and critical because all of this baggage is going to hurt from the time, the energy, and the resources in developing a startup, in starting, running, and growing an organization, in sustaining and scaling an organization. And I know this from personal experience. So many times I was reaching for success and I was getting it. I was releasing books. I was doing all these different things, but I wasn't, I was like, it was kind of like I was getting to a cap. Like I was like, I couldn't get to that next step. And you know why? Because I had some personal things that I wasn't taking care of. I was reaching so much in the stars for success and never reaching for myself. And then I found myself down here with all of these things around me that I never could manage because I never managed myself. So you could be working with an amazing person. They could have all of this, but I need you to have this types of conversations. Look, I understand you are the perfect candidate and I want to be in partnership with you, but in terms of where I want to take this vision, I don't want anything to stop this vision and I don't want to burn the vision before we can potentially come together and build the vision. I want to help you in your personal situation before we professionally come together and build our company and scale a model, because we together could be great, but you individually, I need you to be great. Empower them, help them, support them. Look, business, there's no rush. There's no expiration date to getting your LLCs. There's no expiration date to creating a concept. But what I need you to do is just be patient and understand the process. Stop trying to get to this point of success, and I need you to go through the process of what it takes to get to success. And I think that's so important. Step 6. The next step. Is this step 6 or is this step 3? Or is this step 4? Let's see. Step 4. We're gonna skip that, but we are gonna do 4, and 4 is going to be ethics. Now, I know I've been saying values, but I need you to understand ethics, and I need you to understand when you start dealing with this thing called money, people change. People change. But what doesn't change is people's values. What doesn't change is people's ethics. What doesn't change is people's representation of themselves. Representation. Hopefully I spelled this right. What representation of your company do you want in your organization? Because the representation that you want has to align with your partner. You could be an amazing you could be an amazing person, but that doesn't make you qualified to be my partner. That could be anything. Look, just because you're beautiful, just because you have all of these qualities, that don't mean you need to be my spouse and that I need to marry you. That's the same thing in business. Just because you may have all of these qualities doesn't mean that those qualities fit for me. I may love you as a person, but that doesn't mean that we need to be in love with each other. And I think that when we're talking about partnership, that's a connection. That's an accountability like no other, especially when we're dealing with this. And you want people to have ethics. You want people to have these business values. When we not stealing money, all of these different things need to be talked about. And like I always say, there needs to be expectations, there needs to be consequences, and there needs to be operating agreements in place. And when I talk about operating agreements, that is my last step. And that is my last point, is when we talk about step 5, I'm going to say that partnerships are like marriages. No paper equals more problems. What I mean by this is, look, this is business. Simple and plain. I believe in every partnership, you need to have everything in writing. If it's not in writing, it doesn't even matter. Everything needs to be clearly defined. Yes, communicated, but it needs to be in writing as well. Operating agreements need to be in place. Now, in my personal opinion, LegalZoom and all of these places on Google that can give you a template for an operating agreement is surely not enough. It's merely not enough. When you think about, all right, what is the capital contributions? What is the profit split? What is the organizational policies? What is if someone dies, if someone wants to leave the business, if someone wants to literally leave the business, does that person keep shares? What is the payout? All of these different things are very critical. If this person gets in a relationship, does that person automatically get, shares of the organization because that's their spouse? All of these things are important, and they need to be clearly defined by what? An attorney. Now, you can go get your free template from Google, Or you can go to LegalZoom and pay $5 or $30 or whatever. But I think you need to pay that $300 or $200 an hour to get a legal professional. I would recommend that and advise you to get a legal professional that can get you an operating agreement for your partnership. What are the roles and responsibilities? Who has the decision-making power? All of these decisions and all of these things need to be clearly written and defined. You know why I said that no paper equals more problems? Because if you don't have anything written down, people shift, people change. It's like you could say something to someone, but 7 months go by, they forget about it, and then it's kind of like, you didn't say that, it's this now. No, it's written down. So if you have it written down, then paper equals, look, profit. Paper equals processes. Because you have everything written down. If it's not on paper, it doesn't make sense. If it doesn't make money, it doesn't make sense. And that's what you have to get into the mindset of. You have to write things down. Look, okay, let me send you an email of everything that we followed up with. After every single meeting, you need to be sending follow-up emails. After every single conversation, you need to be sending follow-up emails. I'm not saying text messages. I'm not saying voice memos, Instagram memes, all of these different things. I need you to operate as the professional in which you are. These are the steps to partnership. But you have to be in partnership with yourself and connect with yourself before you can truly be able to find a partner to connect with. That's the keys. That's the keys. So I am so thankful and so appreciative of you guys following this lesson here because it's so vital and so important. So let's go through the steps one more time. Step 1, find a partner that has the skills, expertise, experience, and capital contributions and that can complement and not challenge you. Step 2 is find a partner that shares the values, the vision, and everything that you're trying to accomplish as an organization and as a person. Step 3 is kill the baggage and get to the bag. Step 4 is find a person that aligns in ethics and just is a good person as well. Step 5 is partnerships are like marriage. No paper equals more problems, so get the paper so you can get the profit and the processes. I have a bonus lesson for you guys. You didn't know, but I have a bonus lesson for you guys, so I guess I'll see you guys in the next lesson.